Hi guys, just jumping on to do a share with you today. Forgive my voice, it's a bit hoarse this week, but I wanted to do a share, and I thought today I would actually share my story with you, my journey with you, in maybe a way that you haven't heard before, and just to give you some context of how I've gotten to where I am and a bit of the backstory behind it. So, I started out fairly traditionally. We were told to, hi Melissa, we were told to study, do well in school, get a job, get a good job. You can move from one job to another, do well, and you know what? Then you can retire. And so I had these steps in my mind that this was the journey. And so off I went on my journey. And I did quite well. You study hard in school, you get a job. It wasn't necessarily what I had anticipated. I did computer studies, then I did management, and then I ended up in accounting. And the funny thing was that I avoided all of the accounting courses at UE, at the university that I went to, and I ended up in accounting. So it was a bit of a struggle for me to, I had to kind of go back and trace back my steps and try and put some foundation work in accounting. But you know what? If I'm focused on something, I do achieve. And so that's where I was at. I started my profession in accounting and finance and auditing, and I worked my way up. I was doing quite well by all standards, and had some experience overseas and came back to Barbados. And then I eventually worked my way into an offshore job, which would have been a coveted position. And always in my mind, what I kind of saw that I wanted was, I wanted this kind of job that I'd be like, yeah, this is it. This is where I can kind of settle down and stay here for a good chunk of my life and retire. That's what was patterned to me. That's what I saw. Hey, Brian, oh my gosh, love to see you on. And that's what I was doing. So I was on this trajectory that I thought was gonna give me what I wanted. You have in my mind, it was, hey Lisa, in my mind, it was, I want a nice home to live in. I want to have a good salary, that I can travel, that I can be comfortable, that I wasn't, suffering through. And, that's what I was looking for. However, internally, I was also looking for fulfillment, for satisfaction, for balance of life. And, those were the important things for me, as well as, having freedom. But I kind of hit a bit of a wall when I was in the offshore job, and not that I didn't like the job. It was a fantastic experience. I was getting to do so many different things that I had never done before. But what I was finding was I wasn't getting this level of fulfillment and satisfaction. At first I was, but at some point I said, I don't know if this is the job that I'm going to spend 20 years in. And where did I get this idea that I wanted to spend 20 or 30 years in a job? Is it just patterning what I saw my parents doing? And maybe that was part of it. And I admired what they did, but something just wasn't working for me anymore. I was trying everything, and I was doing well. I was earning great money. And I was like, okay, what is your problem, Rachel? Just be grateful. And the thing is, I was grateful. I was absolutely grateful, but I just wasn't satisfied. And I remember there was this period of time, and this is probably going to sound a bit odd, but I felt like I was pregnant, like not physically, but pregnant with something. Like I wanted to burst something, like something was in me and I didn't know what it was. There was something that I wanted more. I wanted more meaning in what I was doing. And I knew I was doing a great work where I was, but something wasn't there that I wanted. And then I hit this frustration period. And I was like, oh my God, I don't think I could take this anymore. I felt like I was repeating the same date over and over and over, like kind of Groundhog Day. And I was like, I gotta do something different. Something has to change here. And I kind of hit this cycle as well, where it was like, come on, Rachel, be grateful. And I would be like, yes, grateful. And then I would hit this wall again, like, oh, I'm grateful, but I'm not feeling all of this. I felt like if all of my potential and my skills were not being used in the best way that they could have. I just had more in me, more value to give, more in me to give. And so I started to realize I needed to do something different, and I started to do everything under the sun. I started to study all kinds of courses, things that I was interested in. I started to study change management, Lean Six Sigma, which was all about process design. And I was like doing one thing after the next, after the next. And I was like, in my mind, I was thinking maybe I could just be a consultant, like go and offer this to more places. And I kept going, and I still felt stuck. And I hit this point where someone said to me, you know what, you need a coach. Like, you need someone to help you get unstuck. And at that point, I didn't know what that meant, but I was like, all right, I'll go with it. I hired this coach, and I was like, right, give me what you got. And about midway through, I was blown away. I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, this is actually getting me to do some things that are way out of my comfort zone, but I'm moving forward. Like, I'm seeing a difference here. And that's really what started things for me. So then that was my plan. I said, let me see what I can do, because that coach said to me, you know, I think you'd make a great coach. And that started my journey. And again, I was like, I just threw myself into personal development. I went and I certified as a coach in 2016, and it didn't stop there. I did everything. I went to mentors. I went to different programs to just grow and develop myself as a person, because I knew that growing and developing myself would benefit me, but it would also benefit so many. And I started to use it in the current job that I was in as well. I started to train some of my team members and really, you know, start things on that trajectory. But I still wasn't too sure. I was like, okay, so what am I going to do with this? Like, am I going to do coaching full time? What's going to happen here? Is it going to be coaching, kind of consulting, kind of what's going on? And then I had this whole battle of, hey, the security that I have with this job, you know, how am I going to replace this income? How am I going to, you know, all the hows started. How am I going to do all these things that I am seeing that this may be the direction that I want to go? But of course, it's not challenge free. Of course, there are going to be things that come up and are presented. And I remember it was early last year, and I just totally broke down. It was January. I'd had in my mind that was when I was going to resign. And I kind of told my husband, he's like, Rachel, what is the plan? I was like, plan? I just want to go and do all the things that I want to do. And he was like, no, we got to have a plan. I burst out in tears. I think I cried that whole day. And well, I didn't go to work the next day. That day that I had in my mind that I wanted to leave, I just cried. And I was like, oh, how am I going to get this done? For the next 6 months, I sat down and I worked on a plan. And I put it together, I presented it, and we decided, you know what, this is it. So I gave you my 3 months notice last year, July, and I left on October 5th. So it's been about just over a year. And this is now a new journey for me. So the achievements that I wanted, I think it's more the internal achievements that I got. I was able to take this leap, and yeah, of course, it's been scary. And it's the start of this new journey of entrepreneurship for me. And I'm learning along the way. I'm learning all about marketing and sales and business development. And this is like a new pair of lenses for me. And this is just like how in my former job where I started everything in there. I started treasury. I started all these different types of investments. This is just a new thing for me. But most of all, I know it's the transformation that I've seen in myself, the ability for me to change my mindset, how I approach situations, how I face challenges, how I overcome them. The person that I am now is not the person I was 3 years ago. But the good thing is the person that I am, I'm also continuing to evolve. And this is what this journey has taught me so far. And what I love is that this journey is going to continue. And now I'm in the position where I get to help others on their journey, to work with others on their journey, to support others. Because that was the one thing that shifted me, that ability to be coached, to be open to coaching, to invest in coaching, shifted things for me, and it changed everything. So now, yes, I'm coach. I do coaching and consulting, but the transformation that took place inside of me and continues to is really what I value. That fulfillment, that satisfaction, those internal desires that I had, that freedom is really what's come out of this journey for me. Do I have a house? Not that I own one at the moment. Do I have the white picket fence and everything that I thought that I needed? No, but I'm working on me, and I'm working on the value that I can give to others. And so, have I checked all the boxes? I don't see that even as important anymore. I am able to spend time with friends and family, and spend the time with my husband, and that's really what I'm getting out of the whole experience. And it's given me a shift of the things that I value as important now and the changes in me. So that's really the journey that I've had up to this point, and I just wanted to share it in this context with you so that you can see the whole backstory, the whole journey that I've been to and through, and maybe some parts of it you can identify with. So that's just my share for today, and I hope you all are having an absolutely wonderful Wednesday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.